I don't know about you, but I'm still yelling Kobe. It's the Bar for Bar Weekly. Today is February 1st, 2020. I wanted to start off this installment of the weekly with a bit of sad news. In case you haven't heard, last Sunday, Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, Alyssa Altobelli, Sarah Chester, Peyton Chester, Christina Mauser, and pilot Ara Zobayan died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas on the way to a basketball game. Our deepest condolences to the families of all those affected. This goes beyond more than just basketball and music or really whatever. This is Kobe affected a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and he will be missed. Also, on that Sunday, it was the Grammys. Let's start off with Diddy. He won an Icon Award, and he actually also went and received it and did a whole speech there too. But it's also interesting because the night before at Clive Davis's pre-Grammy gala, he had a 50-minute long speech, which kind of like escalated towards the end. The biggest takeaway is what he said about hip-hop and the Grammys. Basically said, truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. And it's good to hear that from someone at Diddy's level, and also from someone who's won awards and winning awards. But that's not the only person that actually went out of their way to slam the Grammys on something like this. So Tyler, the Creator, won an award for Rap Album of the Year for Igor, which I'm still going to argue is not really a rap album. There is rapping on it, but he's probably only in the category because he's considered a rapper, but it's not a rap album. And I think he agrees with that statement because during his Grammy speech, he said, it sucks that whenever we, and I mean guys that look like me, do anything that's genre bending or anything, they always put us in a rap or urban category. And I don't like that urban word. It's just a politically correct way to say the N-word. And basically he went on to say that the Grammys tend to pigeonhole people into specific categories just based on what they've done previously. But also probably it's like they just assume black people are going to do hip-hop or urban music. Because I would more consider Tyler Thomas like closer to pop than anything else. But there's no way he would have been in that category. It's just good to hear, like I said, people, especially people who win Grammys, saying these sorts of things and coming out and like really trying to draw attention to it. Speaking of winners, J. Cole won his first Grammy for his feature on 21 Savage's A Lot, which also means 21 Savage won a Grammy for that song. I believe it was her best rap performance. Anderson .Paak won a couple awards. He won for best R&B performance on Come Home featuring 3 Stacks. And he also won best R&B album for Ventura. Nipsey Hussle also won a few awards. One for Higher and one for Racks in the Middle. But besides that, they held the Nipsey Hussle tribute, which featured, like I mentioned last week, Meek Mill, Roddy Ricch, John Legend, DJ Khaled, YG, and Kirk Franklin. They started off with a new track from Meek Mill and Roddy Ricch titled Letter to Nipsey. And then it transitioned into Legend. Sorry, Higher. And the whole tribute ended with a display of Kobe and Nipsey on the screen. And personally, it was really hard for me to watch it without getting too emotional. But it was a good tribute nonetheless, because they got the right people to do it. And I'm glad, because it could have very easily gone wrong or done improperly. Oh, also speaking of the Grammys, last bit of news. Pastor Troy had some words to say. Basically, what he said was, the reason that he'll never win a Grammy is because he won't dress up like Lil Nas X. No, Pastor Troy, that is not the reason you're not going to win a Grammy. I'm telling you that right now. But that's not all he had to say. He very quickly went on a homophobic rant about an Applebee's commercial. That's kind of where I'm going to leave that at, though. I don't really want to talk too much about him. So, some other major news that happened this week was Kelly's came out and basically said Pharrell and the Neptunes played with her money back in the day for her first couple albums. Originally, it was supposed to be like a 33 split between three parties, and Kelly's was making a lot of money on tour, so she didn't really notice, according to her. So when she stopped touring and noticed that she wasn't getting any money from her albums, she basically cut ties with them. It's hard to believe, though, because you signed some sort of documents saying that yes, this is what we're doing. I don't know. I don't want to get too into that, because people are very passionate about these sorts of things. The last bit of random news, I guess, is we finally have some information on why Yelawolf was called out on Royce's Overcomer track a couple weeks ago. This comes from Vlad of Vlad TV, so take it as you will. Apparently he was just allowed to say this. So basically what had happened was one of Royce's proteges went to go work with Yelawolf. Yelawolf had a white DJ there who was just using the N-word around him. So he went to go talk to Yelawolf about it. And Yelawolf basically said, if you want to work with us, you're going to have to tolerate us. And then he just says the N-word with hard R. I'm not going to say this is hard to believe, because it's not. But if it's true, I don't think Royce is the only one who's going to go after Yelawolf. Plus, I don't think that they're just going to leave it at an Instagram post and going at each other. There's going to be more to it. There has to be. Well, anyways, we'll see what happens. Moving on from that, we have a few album announcements. The first one is from 2 Chainz. He has an album coming out February 7th titled No Face, No Case. It's going to be featuring Schoolie, Sleepy Rose, Whirl, and Hot Locked In. These are all artists from his True label. So we'll see how it goes. Definitely looking forward to it, though, especially off of his last album. We also got some word on Party Next Door's album, which was supposed to drop in January. Now it's being pushed back to February. I don't know how much you can really change at this point, especially considering you said you announced the album months ago. But shit, we'll see. Alright, and now we got some album releases for the week. The first major one's going to be Lil Wayne's Funeral. And it's similar to Eminem's album in the sense that I really like a few tracks off of it. But I don't know that I'm going to return to the full album. One of the comments I read, though, which puts it really well, it kind of said something along the lines of, this isn't the Carter 2 or Carter 3 era Lil Wayne, but it's still pretty solid Lil Wayne. And considering he's been in the game for 20 years now, like, it's pretty good. We also got Russ's album, Shake the Snow Globe. Yo Gotti dropped his album, Untrapped. Key Glock dropped an album too, but I just forgot the name, honestly. And then Madlib dropped the Bandana Beats, sorry. So if you ever wanted to do rap karaoke to Bandana and pretend you're Freddie Gibbs, now's your chance. Alright, well, that is all I've got for you today. This week's been heavy. Not a whole lot of general news, but it's just everyone's kind of down. But anyways, please like, comment, subscribe, all the stuff you do. And we will see you next week.